Hi, it's Maria from Still Dreaming Homestead. It's September 11th, 2021. Exactly 20 years ago, we had an attack on America. And I want to share some of my thoughts about that. Many of you are going to remember where you were when you heard this. I strongly remember. At that point, I was homeschooling my two youngest sons, and it was time for a morning snack for them. They'd been already at school an hour or two. And I went in to go fix them a little snack, and I turned on the TV for something to listen to while I was doing that, and I never got their snack made. At first, I just stood there and naively wondered how a plane could hit one of these World Trade Towers. I mean, I just didn't get how that they couldn't navigate around it. And my boys were working in the other room. They were young, really quite young. One was 9 and the other was 10. And I stood there watching because I was frozen. I was just frozen in that spot. And after a while, I saw the second plane come in and hit the World Trade Tower, the second one. And again, my mind just could not comprehend that this was something on purpose. I was thinking, what are the odds of that? How is that even possible that it would happen twice in such a short period of time? I couldn't imagine that these were attacks. At that point, I called my sons into the living room, and as they were sitting down, I was still standing. Ruby, stop. I was still standing there because I just couldn't think of anything else to do. Crazy dog. And I don't know how long it was. And I saw brave, courageous responders going into these buildings. I could see people waving whatever they could out the windows to let them know they were there. I could see smoke. I couldn't even imagine it was going to get worse. And I found out that the Pentagon had been hit, and another plane went down that had hijackers on it. And at that point, I realized that we were under attack. The nation realized we were under attack. It was a terrible day. But I just finished watching a sermon that Billy Graham gave shortly after this. And it reminded me of the almost instantaneous unity that we had in our nation. People were going to great lengths to go donate blood all over the U.S. Not just in these areas that were hit, but all over. There were lines. They were looking for any way they could help. People were praying. Churches were open. We were united. It didn't matter what our religions were. It didn't matter our political status. Didn't matter anything at all. We were one nation and we were united. And I contrast this to today. We are a divided nation. We're divided politically. We're divided over vaccinations. We're divided over ridiculous things, I think, like masks. Should we wear them? Should we protest? We're divided on whether climate control is real or not real, or is it a cycle? I just want to say, united we will stand. If we stay divided like this, irregardless of what's going on, we are going to fall. We'll fall as a nation. We're falling as people. I want to encourage people to take a stand to unify. Yes, we will have differences with people. It doesn't matter. We can love and love greatly. We can look for ways to serve. We can look to our God. We can pray. We can ask for His help in all situations. He's there. He loves us. He is more concerned than the most loving parent that you can imagine, that I can imagine. So that's my thought for today. I just want to pray that we become united. This is no good the way it is. And we're better than this. We're so much better than this. God has a plan for your life and for my life. For my dog's life, who keeps moaning because she's bored and wants to go outside. So that's my message for today. And I want to let people know I got my second shot yesterday. And I'm feeling good. My arm is a little sore, but I did have the foresight to get it in my non-dominant arm, so it really doesn't matter much. The smoke is clearing up a little bit this evening. It was very smoky here earlier, and I'm thankful to be able to go out and walk without a mask out in my own yard by myself. I'm also thankful that I have found a new home for my ducks, the large ducks that I was gifted recently. I'm re-gifting them to somebody else. They're very loud. Not the Muscovies. The Muscovies are quiet. But they're just all loud. They're meat birds. Probably we are not going to be raising ducklings for meat. Basically, most of my birds have a promise of a good life here on the homestead. Today's been a nice day of rest for me. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the Sabbath, that God realized how much we would need time with Him, time with others that we love. Now, I probably won't be going back to church till the beginning of next month. I want the full effects of this vaccine to go into effect because it's widespread, and also because there are a lot of breakthrough cases in our area right now. So mine wasn't filled with family and friends like is so nice. But I do have my faithful dogs here. I do have my cats and my birds. Although, the birds aren't exactly loving. They're fun to take care of. And it is almost time for me to go get the chickens back into their house. I have to lift the baby ducklings up one at a time, sometimes two at a time if I'm lucky, and scoop them into the chicken house. They just cannot figure out the ramp. And they are by far Ruby. And they are by far too young and too small to be able to get up else in any other ways. I want to show you this little protester. She's just going crazy. Ruby, what is going on? Why do you keep crying? At least you're being quiet, Coco. Wagging your tail, being such a good dog. Yeah. So when you pet one, you definitely have to pet the other because they just are very jealous. But at least they're calming down a little bit. So this is Maria from Still Dreaming Homestead. I want to pray as usual for you and yours. And whatever you do, keep dreaming and work at being united. Good night.